Hi everyone, Janice here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be a quick video, a journal prompt for you all, and I'm calling this in frame, out of frame. So I'll show you what that means in a minute. I'm using my Chic Sparrow Mr. Darcy in color Burgundy, and it's a deluxe and it's in size A6. So Mr. Darcy gets scratched pretty easily. It says that on the website too. I just want to point that out. It looks quite old. And to me, it had a very vintage feel, almost like, I don't know, it kind of read Titanic to me, like something that would have been packed away in a trunk on the Titanic. So I wanted something with a very Victorian aesthetic, and I'll show you what I did with it. I made all my own inserts. A6 is very easy to make inserts because you can get 4 to a typical letter size page, like regular copy paper. So deluxe means pockets. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. And I made my own dashboards. Let me just say I'm using Midnight Berry. Let me pull that over. This is what I used. It's from Joann's Fabrics, and it's on sale actually this week, but you could always get it with a coupon, pretty reasonable. So I cut my own dashboards, and I love this look, kind of like lace and paisley kind of combined. And I like that the tones were sort of plum, brings out a little bit of the burgundy. So in frame, out of frame was a concept that I decided to use for journaling based on something I learned at work. And I took a GE CAP class last year, CAP being change acceleration process. GE owns the content. And what it means is, for project managers, what it means is you start to define what's in scope versus out of scope by what's in frame, what's out of frame. And there might be some things that are on the frame that you have to decide which way they're going to go. But the idea is that you're starting to kind of box in the project and what you're going to work on versus what you're not going to work on. And you can see how that has a natural journal prompt in it for real life. You know, I think we get so hung up on what we're going to do that it's really kind of fun once in a while to say what's out of frame and what we're not going to do. And what I did to make it pretty, because I think I'm more apt to journal if the book is pretty. That's why I like the leather traveler's notebooks. I put Victorian frames, and I'll put the Etsy link below on the downloads that I bought on Etsy for the Victorian frames, so you can see where I got them. But here's an example. And I mocked up a few of the first pages, so I'm not sharing too private information, but it is really, you know, basically what I am putting in frame versus out. I just didn't put a lot of detail for the camera. So I usually do a little bit more detail. This is not meant to be your things to do list, and I would say this is a weekly journal prompt. I also will just tell you that when I do journal inserts, and my traveler's notebook for journaling is what I call single signature, meaning I don't have mixed journal prompts in the book. Like the entire book here, just kind of a chunky monkey. It's all in frame, out of frame. And the camera in frame, out of frame. There we go. Maybe I can get it in frame for you. I only do one journal prompt. I don't try to mix my journal prompts in the same book. So with that, what's in frame for me this week, I'm still ramping up on my new contract, my new job, which, you know, means a lot of things. You know, learning the travel, learning the people, learning the processes, and just getting acclimated. And I'm trying to plan some dinner with family. I travel for work, and I have family where I am at my new contract, so we're organizing a couple of dinners. And in frame is all things YouTube. And again, I keep this high level for the camera. I would do a deeper dive personally what that would mean, but for me, all things YouTube these days means trying to figure out camera lighting and video as well as content. But the content, I feel, is the creative fun part. The camera and the editing is all new to me. And health, just a couple things I have to follow up on. So those are things that are in frame for the week. And what's out of frame, usually it's house projects I put out of frame. So in this case, filing paperwork. I have a pretty good system with folders, and it is fairly organized, but I have a folder marked filing. Yeah, so I have to get to that at some point, but it won't be this week. And the garage is a big one. And I don't know, that's been on there for a while, but it's such a big task, it's kind of daunting. So I give myself a bit of slack there, but I know that I'll get to that. It's not just organizing it. I want to do epoxy and cabinets and things, so that's a big project. And I try to only do like one big house project a year. So it gives you an idea, in frame, out of frame, and it's really about setting boundaries, you know, and really giving yourself allowance for, I can't do it all, you know, and again, this is not your to-do list. It's just sort of setting your intention for the week on what's realistic and what's feasible. And I'm experimenting with different papers in here. And, you know, the frames, I had fun with the different frames. Again, just making it decorative and being creative, and, you know, look at all the different frames I picked. The garage again, pantry. I had expired food in my pantry. I don't know what was going on there. I had to sort through that. You know, you get the idea, all the different things, and the different dashboards I made. Let's see if I could show you a couple. Yeah, we've got, this is really pretty. And you get the idea. I'm not going to belabor it. This was kind of interesting. Not quite in line with the aesthetic, but I thought it was a fun frame, kind of crazy. And I'll save that for a crazy day. Sometimes I don't write in order in my book either. I bop around a little bit. If like this caught my eye today and I wanted to write in it, I would write in it. I don't try to just go one at a time. That might drive some people crazy, but it's just fun to play. And there you go. So you can see the different dashboards, and that is my in frame, out of frame. So I hope that inspired you. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching today. Ciao for now.